Hi, I'm Perry Atkinson, General Manager here at theDove. Hey, check out our other videos and check out our website at thedove.us. Welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson, and a delight to have back with us today Adie Goldberg. She's a psychiatric social worker with the Rogue Valley Medical Center and one of the lead members of the COHO Leadership Council, and which is choosing options, honoring options, right?
Correct.
And this is a wonderful program. Now, sooner or later, you're going to deal with the subject and death and dying and what should be done and some of the things that we should be doing. And I'm very passionate about this because as a minister, I have dealt a lot with people in this stage of their life, and I'm always surprised how people are not even prepared for this. They have done nothing about it. And so I really am high on the program that you folks offer. And now you do 2 lectures this coming Thursday, right?
Correct.
And they'll be at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock at the Smolin Center. And they're free of charge. It's a wonderful service. And let me encourage you to take advantage of this. So what are you going to be covering?
Well, this week it's actually not a lecture, it's a play.
A play, that's right, yeah.
We have a group of actors, and we call them the Threshold Thespians. And the actors, this is their 3rd variation of a play around the issues related to end of life. And this one is about mom not at Thanksgiving dinner. Is there ever a good time to have the conversation?
Right. Is there ever a good time to have the conversation?
Well, you know, I think any time is a good time to have a conversation about our preferences and our thoughts about the meaning of life.
How do you bring the subject up? How do you recommend people do this?
Well, you know, we plan for births, and we plan for weddings, and we plan for graduations, and death is also a life cycle event, and yet somehow we have a sense that we shouldn't be talking about that. And it's really because we love our family that we do have that conversation about what our preferences are.
All right, and there are some things that you should do in preparation for that, right?
Absolutely. In the state of Oregon, we have an advance directive, which I recommend anyone fill out.
Oh, everyone fill out.
Right.
Yeah.
And the advance directive is really where you state your preferences about what your desires are should you have a serious life-ending illness. But most importantly in the advance directive is the fact that you name someone to speak for you. It's called your healthcare representative.
Right.
And that is the most critically important element of the advance directive. You want to make sure that that person knows what you want. So even more important than naming them is having a conversation with them so that if they're ever called upon, and statistically speaking they will be called upon to speak for you, that they know what you want. It's a gift to them because to not have that conversation makes them try to conjecture what you want, but if you tell them, they're not making a decision, they're only speaking on your behalf.
Now, is that person named on this medical directive?
On the advance directive, if there's it's called a healthcare representative, and then there's an assistant should they not be able to reach the first. Okay,
and is this in place of or in addition to a power of attorney?
Power of attorney has to do with financials, and a healthcare representative is not your power of attorney. That's something separate. Healthcare representative only speaks for you in terms of your medical care. Okay.
Well, again, let me just pause here and say this series that Adie and the team are working on, of course this one coming up Thursday is a little bit of a play, but I think the essence of the play says everything.
It does.
It's at 2 o'clock. It will be in the afternoon at the Smolin Center, which is right across the parking lot there from the Rogue Valley Regional Medical Center, and then at 7 o'clock in the evening as well. You deal a lot with hospice patients.
And end-of-life patients and patients facing serious life-threatening illnesses.
Okay, so what is your role? What do you do?
My job is actually to introduce the elephant in the room, which is the name of the series this year, which is the fact that we are very uncomfortable as a culture speaking about end of life. We're very focused on youth and vigor, and we tend to not want to have this conversation because we're afraid it will remove hope from the patient. And my job is to make familiar death and make it less frightening, and really help the family navigate transitions, one of them being a serious or life-threatening illness.
Yeah, those are impacting times. Tell us about Peter, what he's going to be doing.
Peter Quince is the playwright, and he is one of the actors in the play. He has written the 2 previous plays, and in this case he is playing the old, there's an old version of a character and a young version of a character. He'll be playing the old man, which he is. And he has written this play because we're friends and we have spent a lot of time having conversations about my work, so he's aware of the difficulties that families face. And he has struggled in this play as the character with not wanting to have a conversation with his wife, who's been trying to talk to them through their whole marriage about what she wanted, and he kept saying, if you love me, don't have this conversation. And she's saying, because I love you, I want to have this conversation.
Wow.
And it follows them from the time they're a young couple in the late 60s to currently.
In your practice and your work, Adie, I would assume you see a lot of people that just have not had this conversation.
Absolutely.
And now you have to kind of bring it all in for a conclusion. I can't imagine how difficult that is at times.
You know, and what I am learning and humbled by in these moments is that whatever issues families came to this moment in time with, they don't go away.
Yeah.
They only get heightened because it's highly stressful.
Right.
So when siblings have had a history of disagreement, those disagreements continue.
Wow.
And so part of my job is to try to have them step away from that and to imagine if their loved one was in the room, what guidance they would be providing, and to invoke the ill person's advice and guidance in that moment in time.
Hence the reason for the program. You know, we should all have these advanced directives. Now, once an advanced directive is filled out, that's the big bright pink form.
No, that's a little bit different.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, do you mind if I correct
Please,
you?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The bright pink form is a POLST. The
Okay.
bright pink form is the physician's order for life-sustaining treatment.
Okay.
And that's a doctor's order.
Okay.
It doesn't name your healthcare representative.
Okay.
That's separate. So you have an advanced directive, which you fill out, and you do not need a doctor to sign.
That's your legal directive.
The advanced directive is the one that says,
Yeah.
I want you to speak for me if I can't speak for myself, and I've
Okay.
had the conversation
All
with
right.
you.
Okay.
You put that with your doctor, with the hospital, with your healthcare representative. I put it in my glove box. I would, just have copies around. It doesn't do us much good if it's locked in your safe deposit box,
Right.
because we can't get to it if you're seriously
Right.
ill. So make sure people who will be around you if there is a crisis have a copy. The POLST, however, is a physician's document, which they're just saying, do you want to be resuscitated? Do you want us to do full treatment, limited treatment, or comfort treatment? And do you want artificial nutrition? Once that's filled out and signed by a doctor, a nurse practitioner, or a physician's assistant, it goes to a state registry where it's on a computer system so that if an emergency medical vehicle comes to your house, they can access it.
Okay.
It's the one that people often hang on their refrigerator
Right.
door. People don't like staring at it every time they open their refrigerator.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I've seen a lot of those in assisted living facilities.
Yes,
Because if there is called in for medical assistance, they know what to do.
exactly. That is a document you want if you are facing a serious or life-ending illness. For someone who's healthy, for someone who's in their 40s or 50s, you don't need a POLST. You do need an advanced directive, though. You need to have someone speak to you because it's often that accident, that bolt out of the blue that no one is expecting, where we need someone designated to speak for us.
All right. Now, again, you do a lot of work with hospice, and I can't say enough for the hospice organizations because, boy, do they do their job well.
They are angels.
They really are angels. When is the right time to call them?
Well, the sort of question we ask, would you be surprised if this patient or person was alive a year from now? And if the answer is yes, I would be surprised, and the doctor usually is the one asking themselves that question, then it's time for hospice. Oftentimes we wait way too long, and we wait till the final moments. And hospice does its best work when it can get to know the patient and the family and develop a relationship for up to 6 months in time.
Really? Well, let me encourage you, never wait too long to do that, make that call. because they're wonderful people, and boy, do they do great work.
Yes, they do.
All right, so again, this special series, and of course it's going on for several weeks, but this one with the play coming up is this Thursday, a day after tomorrow. And two times you can take this in, 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 7 o'clock in the evening. And both will be at the Smullen Center. It's free. It's a terrific, it says it all. The play says it all. And how long will the series go on?
After this one, this is the next to last one. The last one is where people actually can come in for assistance filling out their advance directive.
Right.
You need to register in advance because we have facilitators that help you do that.
Yeah.
If you're interested in doing that and you can't make the play on Thursday, please contact COHO. You can do it via the website or via the phone. Unfortunately, I don't have the number memorized.
Okay, that's right.
But please call the COHO office and register for the final advance directive.
All right, that's
workshop.
COHO, like the salmon. And but you can also go to cohoroguevalley.org. That is the website. And let me encourage you to go to that website and check out all the things that they offer there. That's cohoroguevalley.org. Well, Adie, thank you.
Thank you
and
so
thank you
much.
for what you do. You guys are just wonderful, and the best to you and your team.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll be right back.